Hi everyone, welcome to the Appium classes. My name is Rahul Jha, and I will be the trainer for the Appium course that you have registered for. In this course, we will be covering primarily Appium using Java, both for iOS and for Android apps, from basics till the framework designing, so that you will be able to work in your current project if it is required in your project, or you can attempt for new company. And I'm sure at the end of the session, if you follow all these instruction, you'll be able to crack interviews as well. So before we start, uh, going into the details of the course that we are going to complete, the course content, what are the important things, let me first talk about me. So as I've told you, my name is Rahul Jha. Rahul Jha is my pet name, and I've been associated with way to automation for quite long. So in way to automation, if you guys are going through the Java videos of way to automation of any class, let's say Selenium, you must have gone through my videos, the older videos, not the current batch video. So I've worked in way to automation for quite long. For like last 3 4 4 years, I have not been associated because of my certain personal reasons. But before that, from 2017 till 2020, like 4 5 years, I was there with way to automation. I have trained more than 6 700 people in way to automation itself. I have taken Java classes, API classes there. I have also taken the Selenium with C Sharp in way to automation. So if you are going through the older videos of Java, I am the trainer there. As far as my experience is concerned, I have more than 13 years of experience. In automation, I have more than 8 years of experience now. And I have experience in, various of tools and technologies I've worked with. Like I have worked on Selenium with Java. I have worked on Selenium with C Sharp. Currently, I'm working on WebDriver IO with TypeScript. I've also worked on REST API automation, big data automation, mobile automation. Currently, also I'm doing mobile automation using APM only. But the language that right now I'm using is TypeScript. But I have experience in Java, I have experience in C Sharp, I have experience in Python, I have experience in TypeScript, I have experience in Golang as well. So for last 7 8 years, I have been more into the automation. I have thorough knowledge of the industry, the expectation, how to crack the interviews, how to survive in the company, how to enhance your skill primarily into automation. Many people find it difficult to switch from manual testing to automation, but I can guide you and I will make you comfortable, confident, at least in this particular technology that we are going to learn in this particular course. So before I go into any detail of the topics that we are going to start with, anybody have any question you can ask? Anything you want to ask about me, my experience, anything you want to ask, you can ask.
Rahul, we can for the framework design we go for the APM with Cucumber.
See, in this course, we will be primarily focusing on the page object model with test engine Maven, but Cucumber we can cover, but Cucumber right now is not that much used for mobile automation. But if you want, we can have at least 2 3 sessions. If you want, I can add that too also. It's okay.
Yeah, I because in my current project I worked as a APM with Cucumber.
Okay, understood. Okay, yeah,
And
we'll discuss
what,
about.
yeah, one question, sir. So, like, I have seen, like, when we learn in the courses, so that is different than how the actual coding is done in the company level.
Mhm.
So, can we try to, like, do like that? Because last week I was just looking at a code at a friend's place, and they're reading of that properties file they were doing using hash maps.
Mhm.
So, like, from our study, like, can we do that? Can we accomplish that kind of coding that we do in the at the enterprise level?
Yeah. The framework designing will be at level of enterprise level only. All the important things, the process that is being followed in the live projects, in the enterprise, in the organizations, we will be following those things only. I'm not going to just create a simple framework which is of no use after this course. I'm not here just to sell my product or my course. I'm here to make you guys comfortable either with your existing project or to crack the interviews. But my only condition with you guys is that whatever assignment I'll be giving you, I will be very strict on that particular aspect. And everybody will have to perform the assignment and they'll have to share their code with me every week. So that at the end of the course, you guys are ready and very confident with APM. Do we need to have Selenium or any basic knowledge of joining APM course? Yes, Java is required and a little bit of experience or basic understanding of Selenium is required. Even if Selenium is not good, but at least Java is required because I'm not going to cover Java in this course.
So Rahul, which editor you are going to use? Eclipse or IntelliJ?
Sorry. It is not that important. I personally use Eclipse only. You can use IntelliJ. That does not make any difference. It's only the tool that is different. But it does not. This is not that important which editor or which ID you are using. So you can choose whatever you are comfortable on.
Will you cover Android and iOS?
Both on real device and on simulator and emulators.
Okay.
Oh.
And Rahul, go for the e-commerce app, because in e-commerce have lots of validation and all the things are there.
See, I will be covering all the important uh, things of any app, be it on iOS or Android. Then we will be taking care one of the end-to-end framework where we'll be taking care of any app. But see, we'll try to cover. We'll try to use an app which covers all the important things that you will be facing in your future. Okay.
Okay.
So Rahul, actually, my name is Shekhar Patran. I am belong to Veto Automation since last 12 years. Not 12 years, or 8 years. I know I was having all the courses. I am the additional students of APM and Selenium as well. So I can continue with this lecture, right?
Yes. Okay. So let me first go through the course that we are going to cover. So we'll start today with, I'm not going to talk about type of mobile applications today. Today we are going to have the installation part for Android and APM on our local machine, because right now I'm taking the lecture on Windows. For iOS, I'll be taking separate session for installation and everything configuration related thing on Mac. But today we will primarily focus on the Android setup, APM setup on Windows system. Important thing that you need to take care, and a sample code we'll see to launch an app and do some few little steps. But if you go through the content that you see here, we are going to talk about the importance of mobile testing and type of mobile application. This is very important. The overview of APM and the architecture, important component of APM, because before you start learning or using any tool, be it Selenium, APM, rest assured, or any other tool you're using, you should have clear understanding of the architecture component and how the different components of that particular tool is communicating to each other. Those things are very important. So those we will be covering in detail. Then we'll talk about the setup of the development environment like JDK, Eclipse, those things. Then we'll start with introduction to APM server and desired capabilities, basic configuration, creating a sample first APM test with Android and with iOS, how to run the test case on real device, how to run the test cases on simulators and emulators. Once those basic things are done, then we will go through into the details like finding the elements, how to perform click, how to perform send keys, pop-up handling, alert handling, swipe, swipe, reinstalling the app, those things, every important thing that is there will be covering. All like gestures are there, everything will be covering from basic with practical understanding with assignment you'll be learning it. And similarly, as we will be learning each and everything from installation till every important actions that can be performed on any app, we'll be doing the same thing on iOS as well, where we'll be understanding, learning the installation configuration of Xcode on Mac, how to configure Xcode on Mac for iOS application automation, how to run iOS test automation on iPhone or on simulators, managing the app lifecycle, handling app background, foreground state, managing app installation and installation, because these are very important things when you work on real life project. These things are very important and almost every project will have these things. Context switching, like switching between native to web context, handling hybrid apps, debugging the Appium test, performance optimization of your code, Appium with test ng, page object model, parallel execution, and also the CI tool. Like I'll be covering Jenkins here, uh, and we'll be creating a real project with a real app, both for iOS and Android, and we will have single framework. Will not be creating different framework for different app or for different platform. That is not how the real world works. In real projects, you'll have single framework which will have both iOS and Android test cases, everything from setup to utilities, reading data from different source, report generations, everything will be there. And then finally connecting to Jenkins for CI/CD kind of thing. So everything will be very real. With all my experience that I have worked upon, everything will be real as per the industry expectation, and I'll be making sure that you are ready with Appium with Java, so that you can handle the project on your own from scratch till the project framework design.
What will be the duration?
Duration will be 2 months. Okay, the duration will be 2 months. Reporting will be there. Generating test report will be there. Course review. So, okay. Now I have
Rahul,
something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, actually, when they are went to interview, they are concentrating on only BDD only. Mostly, they are asking about BDD framework only.
Mm-hmm.
So, just you will include that one only. Okay, if you did not explain page object model or test engine also, there is no problem at all. But they are asking about BDD first.
Okay, no problem.
Why?
So,
Because their slogan is one project, one language, one framework.
hmm,
That means they are choosing Java and framework is BDD,
hmm.
not other thing. So
Okay.
in BDD only they are integrating as a data driven framework as well as keywords also. Completely they are integrating. That means they are doing in hybrid framework only. BDD as a.
See, hybrid or those things. See, and I understand your concern, right? Nowadays, everybody is fascinated about Cucumber, but practically it is not that scalable. Currently, I'm also using Cucumber only in my current project that I'm working upon.
I faced this question, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll make you understand the things. Thing is, Cucumber is good for small framework where the number of test cases are small. But I've worked on a project where the number of test cases were in thousands, automated test cases. There, maintaining Cucumber was difficult. But again, sometimes it is asked by the client, sometimes it is asked by the higher management, sometimes it is asked by your manager. You'll have to do that. So if you want me to cover Cucumber, uh, then yeah, I'll cover those things also. But again, we will be covering page object model also, because the page object model is a typical implementation of OOPS concept. When you create a page object model with a proper test engine framework, you implement all the OOPS concept there. That is important. And if
Last week, sorry to interrupt, Rahul. Last week, when I attended an interview, at that time, they are asking about Agile model, and after that they are concentrating only BDD only. That's why only I'm
Okay, no issue.
otherwise nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try to add that as well. Cucumber is one thing that you know, I think most of you guys want me to add that. Okay, that's okay. I'll add that as well. Any other question before I start the installation part?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah,
What will be the timings in
yeah.
future?
So the timing will be 8 a.m. IST to 9:30 a.m. IST.
I have a request. Can we have it at 8 p.m.?
8
Because
p.m.
I'm not based in India,
Mhm.
and 8 I will miss all the lectures after this.
The same thing for international students.
Mhm.
The 8 a.m. is very difficult for them, most international students. The 8 p.m. like now is more convenient.
So 8 p.m. right now IST. What is your time right now, Chris?
In UK is 3:30.
Pretty late, right? What is the time?
3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And for me it is 4:30 because I am also in Europe.
Mhm. So you guys want to have the same time, 8 p.m. IST, you're saying?
Yeah. That
Yes,
works
please.
perfect for us.
Okay. So timing, okay, let me have a poll for that. So
Mhm.
Rahul Arora will be sharing a poll with you guys. Just vote yourself and we'll decide on that. But I have a humble request. Please do
Yes.
not miss this 2 month.
Mhm.
No class should be missed. You should not miss any class. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what is important here is, I'll tell you very important thing. The industry, the demand for automation is huge in the industry, but the skilled person is very less there. I'm telling you honestly. Three things you'll have to learn. One is UI automation, backend automation, and your functional testing should be very good. For UI automation, you have desktop like web application. For that, Selenium is required. For mobile, we are using Appium. So what I'm trying to say is, for this 2 month, try to, you know, put some extra effort and try not to miss any single lecture. Because what happens when you miss any class and you think that I'll take, you know, I'll go through the videos, it becomes very difficult for you guys to go through. So I'll request nobody should miss any class. Timing we'll discuss. Okay, we'll discuss the timing. I'll ask Rahul or to discuss, like create a poll on that, and let's see what is the percentage of people, what time they are choosing. Then we'll decide on that. Any other question apart from timing related?
Hello, Rahul.
One more
Vishal.
question. I have only Windows laptop only. For Mac purpose, any compiler or online editor is required?
See, for iOS, you'll have to install Xcode, and Xcode is only installable in Mac. So
Okay, there
if
is
you don't,
no.
if you don't have Mac right now, just focus on Android. Thing is, see, the concept is going to remain the same. Okay, the only difference will be installation part and how we are going to inspect an element, because Android is written in a different language, iOS app is written in different language, so those things will change. So try to manage. If not, then you can at least learn Android thoroughly. Framework designing, those things will remain the same. As and when you are getting an opportunity to work on iOS, you can start going through my videos and you can start working on that. For interview purpose, I'll be providing you a fixed set of questions. Very basic questions are asked in the interviews. I know that. I have more than experience of 13 years. I know what kind of question will be asked in the interview. Those things we will be covering. But if you can manage, it's okay. Otherwise, you'll have to, you know, at least learn Android properly.
Okay. Thank you, Rohan.
Okay.
Generally, if you don't have laptop also, while we are using Java, we are practicing on compilers, in online compilers. Like that, anything is
No, no,
there
no,
or
no.
not?
That
Yeah.
option is not possible with APM. No. Thorough installation is required. There are many components that you need to install. So that will not work.
Yeah, okay. Thank
Because
you. Thank you.
compiler is for Java.
Rahul,
Yeah.
it can be possible if you use the virtual machine. After that, you install the Mac.
You can do that on your system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Course charges, I don't know. We can discuss it later. You can contact to Rahul Arora. Okay. So let us do one thing. Let us go through the installation part first. I'll cover that in 1 hour, and then at the end of the session we can have all these questions. So be prepared with be ready with your question, and at the end of the session we'll try to discuss all your doubts. Is that okay? Sure. Let's get started then. So see, the most complex thing about Appium is the installation part, which I'll make very easy for you guys. Okay. But many people get stuck while installing Appium. And believe me, if you go on YouTube and you try to search a video on Appium installation, basic setup of Appium, if the video is 2 months old, you might not be facing issue right now, because many things changes very frequently. In 1 month, new things will be changing, and there are many component, many tools that we need to install. Okay, so whatever I will be following here, whatever steps I'm going to tell you, yeah, this is a demo class. Yeah.
Will you sharing this demo video, right?
Yeah, you will be getting that video and this document and everything on the video automation portal itself. The
Okay.
code will be provided, like it will be available on the video automation site, and I will be sharing the GitHub link as well
Okay. Okay.
with all
Thank
of
you.
you. So like each and every class session, code will be pushed to the GitHub. I'll be sharing the GitHub profile with you guys. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll start with basic things. So see, there are many things that we need to install to start working with Appium with Android apps. Okay, as I've told you in the beginning, first we will be covering the Android part, then we will be covering the iOS part, and then we will start working on the framework designing. Okay, so first thing that you have to do is, the most important prerequisite is to install Java and setting up the environment variables. Okay, I hope you guys are aware how to do that, or I'll tell you how to do it again. Just a minute. So what you need to do is this link that is provided here, you just need to click here. You'll be navigating to this site. See, right now the latest Java version is Java version 22. I would suggest not to go with 22 version right now, because the latest one might have some breaking things. The other softwares might not support the latest Java version. So better, either you can install JDK 17 or you can install JDK 21. It's up to you. In my machine, I think I have JDK 21. So it's again, JDK 17 is fine, JDK 21 is fine. So you can download any of these two. Okay. So what you need to do is, no, you should upgrade now. JDK 8 is not supported now. Okay, you should upgrade yourself. Either
What about JDK 11?
no, better is to have JDK 17 or 21.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Rahul. Yeah, okay.
So what you need to do is, see, if you, let's say I want to install JDK 21 on my system. So I'll click on JDK 21, and then you can see here the different operating system is mentioned. I'll select Windows, and then I will click on this x64 installer. Okay, because my system is 64-bit Windows. So I'll be downloading this exe file that you see here. Okay. The link is provided here already. You just need to click on this link, select the version that you want to install. Let's say you want to install JDK 17, click on this, or JDK 21, you click on this, select the operating system, and you just download this .exe file. Okay. So once you download this .exe file, just like a normal software, you need to click on this .exe file and just install JDK. Okay. Click on next, and your Java will be installed. Okay. And the Java will be installed in your programming files. Okay. I'll show you. So let this download get completed. Meanwhile, I'll show you. So what you need to do is go to this PC, go to C drive, go to program files, and you will see Java folder here. So you can see right now I have JDK21 installed in my system. Okay. So if I see this .exe file, yeah. So this .exe file is installed, sorry, downloaded. You just need to click on .exe file and you need to install. But as I have already installed JDK21, I'm not going to, rerun it again. So for you, if you have not installed JDK, you just have to click on yes and then go next, and the JDK will be installed. Now, once the installation is done, come to your C drive of your system, go to program files, go to Java folder, and you will
Hello.
see, yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Whether these links are provided or you will provide later.
Yeah, today only it will be shared to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what we need to do after installation is we need to set up the environment variables in your system. So search for edit environment
Rahul,
variables.
do you
Yes.
want us to just delete Java 11 completely, like uninstall?
Oh, not right, not required. You install the latest one
It will automatically be upgraded,
and
right?
you just have to set up the path of the latest Java to your environment variables.
That it would be fine. Okay,
yes.
Fine. Thank you.
So I'll tell you one thing. See, let it be here only. I'll tell you first. Let me show you how to set the path in environment variables, and we'll discuss in brief why we need to set the path in the environment variable. So what you need to do, search for edit environment variables for your account. Or I'll again say system preference. Sorry. You can search for environment variables. Okay, anything is fine. You can search for edit the system environment variables. In the advanced tab, click on this environment variables and you will see two sections here. User variables for admin and system variables. Now, what is the difference between these two different sections? Whatever path you will be setting here will be applicable, accessible for the user that is currently logged into the system right now. And whatever you will be setting the path in system variable section, it will be for the whole system. So irrespective which user right now is logged in, because in one system you can have multiple user profile. Okay. So if you set the path in system variables, it will be accessible to all the users in the system right now. So better always use or set the path in the system variables only. Don't see why I have set up in Java Home. It's okay because right now I have only one user configured in my system, but I would suggest that whenever you are setting the path of Java, create a variable in the system variables only. Don't create anything on the Java Home. So what you need to do is very simple. In system variables, you will see this new. Okay, click on new. And before that, what you'll have to do is just a minute. Copy the path of this JDK folder. Okay, if I go inside the JDK folder, you'll see bin is there and many other things. Library is there, which contains all the important Java files of JDK21. Inside bin, you will see many things. You will see compiler as well. So these things are there. So what you need to do is copy the path of the JDK. Till JDK, you'll have to copy the path. Okay. So inside JDK, I'll just copy this path. Okay. Copy this path. Go to your variables. In the system variables, click on new. And the name of the variable should be Java_home. Exactly same, no difference. Everything in caps, Java and home separated by a underscore, and just paste the path here. Okay, and just click on OK. Just like you see the Java home variable created in the user variable right now for me, in your system, once you create inside system variable, you will see a Java home variable available in the system variable section. Is that okay? The next thing that you need to do is thing is we need to provide the path of the bin folder basically to our system, so that whenever any application you are using which requires a Java version, let's say Eclipse, if in your system Java is not installed, you'll not be able to use Eclipse. But nowadays, what happens whenever you install Eclipse on your system, it will automatically install Java in your system. But earlier, what used to have is, if you don't have JDK installed in your system, you'll not be able to use it. So basically, what we need to do is we need to set a path in the system variable so that all the applications which needs a Java version, a Java to be available and which Java to use, they will just say in the system variables, and whatever path you have set, they will be using that JDK only. So let's say in your system, you have multiple JDK installed. You have JDK 8, you have also installed JDK 11. Now you install JDK, let's say 21. All the JDKs are there, different versions. Now let's say if in your environment variables, you have set the path of JDK 8, then whenever we will be running the Java code, they will be using JDK 8 only, Java 8 version. Now let's say I want to use some of the features of Java 9 or some of the features of Java 12 or let's say Java 14. I'll not be able to use it. Now let's say I install JDK 21 and I want to use this. So what you'll have to do is just replace the path of your Java home in the system environment variables. Understood? Is that clear? But better have only one version available in your system. So now, after creating a Java home variable, the next thing that you need to do is click on this path variable, click on edit, and you'll have to click on new, and you'll have to say percentage Java underscore home percentage \bin. That's it. And click on OK, apply. So by doing this, you'll be able to set the path of the Java version, whatever you're using properly. If you have not done this thing, you'll not be able to write code or compile the code in your system. So this is mandatory step, a prerequisite in order to use JDK on your system. Is that clear? I have already created this variable, so I'm not going to create it again, but this is what you'll have to do. Anybody have any question? I think this is very simple.
Yeah, what you did just now, because when you are doing the part, you did not specify is going to 21. I'm not sure I understand you.
See, if you see my system, I'll show you again environment variables. If you see my Java home variable, what path I have given? I have given the path of JDK 21. This is the path where JDK 21 is available in my system. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now let's say you have JDK 8 or JDK 14 or JDK 17 installed in your system. That will be available in program files in C drive only. So you have to copy the path of that folder and create a variable and paste the value here. Is that clear now?
That means you have to replace, yeah, okay, thank you. I have to replace the old Java I have with a new one. Okay, thank you.
Now, once you have done this setting, you just have to open the command prompt and just check the version, Java space version. So you can see when I just provided this command to my system, I am able to get the version. If you are not getting this in your system, let's say you do this Java space -version and you don't see anything here, it means the path has not been set properly. So you have to be very careful while creating the Java home variable and setting the path of the bin folder. Okay, make sure you get the correct thing here. Okay, any question?
I have a question. So if I use JDK 21, do I need to really set up the system variable?
Yeah, I would suggest to use system variable only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rahul, one question.
Bigger.
Yeah, one by one.
Okay, so Rahul, actually, currently in my system, I have installed JDK 11 because it's working fine with the latest Selenium version. Okay, and everything was working fine. Uh, So now my question is like, let's say I install it to JDK 21, which you are suggesting. Will it impact anything with respect to Selenium 4? Do you think?
So I think Java 11 should work. Okay.
Java 11 is working with Selenium 4. That is already installed in my system. I just wanted to know, like, uh, if I'm using the latest version, JDK 21, so will there be any impact with Selenium 4, 4.20, which is the latest one?
Selenium right now, I think we'll have to see the documentation because right now I'm not working with Selenium. But I think Java 11 should work. And it should work for Appium also.
Okay, so do you mean like I should not upgrade? I should continue with the 11 JDK 11?
Yeah, you can continue. If you see any issue, then you can update. Otherwise, not required.
Okay. I will reach out to you if any issues are there. Otherwise, I will
I will be providing my email IDs to all of you, and there is a group also created in the WhatsApp group. Is there, right? You can ask your question there. You should not hesitate to ask anything to me. Okay.
So I don't think Rahul any group is created or I'm not added in that group.
Okay. We'll discuss that at then. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Any question related to this setting up path for Java installation?
Not set up regarding for one issues you have showing the in notepad. I getting the same issue in my mobile.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the same.
Okay. Next thing is installing Eclipse or whatever IDE you want to install. You can install IntelliJ, you can install Eclipse. It's up to you which IDE you have been using. I have always been using Eclipse, so I will be using that only, and I'll be showing you how to download that. So this is the link. You just have to go to this link and you'll have to download this package. So as and when
But if we don't have Java installed in our system, Eclipse will not work.
it will work now because now with the latest version of Eclipse, they will be installing Java. So it's okay. But I would suggest always, if you're working on any application, any tool which is Java based, always install JDK first and set up the path.
Okay.
You just have to, so how we can download is very simple. The link that is provided in this document, just click on that and just download this. So you'll be getting a .exe file. I have already installed it, so I'm not going to repeat it again. Okay, so what you'll have to do is once that .exe file is there, just click on that, and just like a normal software, you can install. So I will show you if I have. Okay, let me show you. I have installed it very time ago, so I'm not sure. So it's very simple. If you can see right now, .exe file is getting downloaded into my system. I'll just wait and I'll show you how you can start, but I'm not going to repeat the step because I've already installed the Eclipse, so it is not required right now. Better is to have the latest version. If you have older version also, then don't need to install it again, because Eclipse is a very heavy application. It consumes a lot of memory of your system. That's why many people don't prefer Eclipse. So if you have already Eclipse available, you can skip this step. So you can see the installer is there.
Hi, Rahul.
Yeah, just let me finish this and then we can discuss. So what you'll have to do, if you open, once this installer will be open, you will see many options are here. You have to select this Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay. So just click on install and it will install the software on your system. Is that okay? But make sure you select Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Is that clear? And just click on install and it will install this, Eclipse on your system. Now you have any question you can ask.
Yeah, I have been using IntelliJ. So can I use that?
Yeah. I've told now, if you are using IntelliJ, well and good. If you are using Eclipse, well and good. It only
Okay.
depends upon your choice. Okay, there is no mandatory thing there. It's up to you, and you're comfortable with IntelliJ, go with that only. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Next thing that we'll have to do is very important, Maven. So we'll be using Maven for all the dependencies to running the test case. We need Maven. So you'll have to download, install Maven in your machine and set up the environment variable just like the JDK setup. So what you need to do is click on this link. It will take you to this website, and you can see here the binary zip file is there, right? This one. So you just have to download this zip file. Okay, just download this zip file. Let's say I'm downloading it. It's not an installer or exe kind of thing. It's a folder structure that you'll be getting. So once this zip folder will be downloaded, just extract it, unzip it. And next thing that you need to do is wherever the Maven zip file has been downloaded, unzip it, extract it. And the next thing that you'll have to do is copy that folder, go to program files, and paste it there. Or what you can do is, let's say if I show you in my machine, let me see where is the Maven installed. Just a minute. I'm not sure where.
In topmost,
Second one,
yeah,
Apache Maven.
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you. So as you know, the downloads will be always in the download section. If you see, so you'll have to unzip it, copy that unzip folder, go to the C drive, program files, and paste the folder there, just like I have done here. Okay. Now copy the path of the folder inside which these folders you see. Like see, what mistake I have done, which I should have avoided. If you see, I have one folder with name Apache Maven 3.9.8 bin. If I click on this, again there is a folder, and inside that folder this bin, boot, and everything is there. So you'll have to copy the path of the folder inside which these things are available. So I'll copy this path till this folder, copy this folder, again go to environment variables. Okay. Now inside environment variables, what you'll have to do is again inside system variables. If you see, I have created Maven home kind of variable. So just a minute.
Abigail,
Yes.
how must we set this on system variable so the user variable?
What you said?
How must we set this path variable on user variable so the environmental variable?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Setting the paths, yeah. Instead of setting on system variable, we're setting on user variable. Why we do that?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Just a minute. Huh? So thing is, just a minute. Windows pause break. Okay, environment variables. Okay, Okay, so you have two sections here again, user variable and the system variable. Whatever variable you are creating, always create inside system variables only. Okay, that is a recommendation, not mandatory thing. But recommendation is always create the variables inside system variables. Now, how to set path for Maven is very simple. If you see, I have copied this path. Whatever path you have in your system, copy that path. Go to environment variables, click on new, create a variable with name Maven underscore home and paste the path and click on OK. Okay. Once you have created this Maven home variable, again go to Maven path. Sorry, again go to the path variable, click on edit, and you'll have to again say new. Let me finish, then you can ask. Okay. Just like JDK, you'll have to say Maven underscore home percentage backslash bin and click on OK. But if you see, I have already created this variable, so you should never create duplicate variables. So better to avoid right now. I'm not going to click on OK. But this is how you'll have to set the path. So two things you'll have to do, both for JDK and both for Maven. One, create a Java home variable and then edit on the path. Similarly, create a Maven home variable and create a variable in the path variable. Any doubt till now, please ask. Any questions? Okay. One more thing, try to do this installation part today only or by tomorrow or before next class at least. So that once we start the coding thing, you should be able to practice on your system, okay? Because these are prerequisite. Next thing, now once these first three steps are done, you have installed Java, you have installed Eclipse, you have installed Maven, setup path, and everything is done. Next, very, very important thing that you need to do is installing Node on your system. Now, why Node is required? Because if you go into Appium, see, inside the Appium documentation, it is mentioned that Node.js is a requirement. Why? Because Appium is a Node.js based application. So having Node.js on your system is a prerequisite. Whether you're using Windows or Mac, Node.js is required. You'll have to install it. Okay. So how we are going to install Node.js is I will be sharing the installation doc. Don't worry about that. Okay. If I have created this, I have created this for you guys only. So how to install is very simple. Just click on this link and click on this download Node.js. Okay. So I'll click on this and it will install download an installer here. So it is an installer. So because I have already installed Node.js on my machine, I'm not going to install it again. But for you, if you have not installed Node.js on your system, but how will you make sure that Node.js is available or not? Isn't it? So what you'll have to do is before, let's say, I'll close this. Before installing it, you will have to come on the command prompt. Can you guys keep yourself on mute? I'm getting some echo. Okay. See, so what you'll have to do is very simple, node-version. So just type this command. And if you are able to see the version, which means Node.js is there in your system. And also see, say npm-version. These two commands. Just check the version for Node and check the version for npm. If you are able to see the version, which means Node.js is there in your system. If not, then you'll have to download it and install it. So how to download is very simple. Click on this link. Sorry. Click on this link. Click on now, download this. You will get a .msi file, which is nothing but an installer. click on this and do next, and Node.js will be installed in your system. No setting up of any environment variables is not required. No variables, nothing like that. Only installing this software is enough. But once the installation part is done, as I've told you, to make sure that Node.js is available, installed properly, just run these two commands. Okay, okay, just run these two commands, and if you are able to see the versions both for Node and for npm, you are fine. Any question for Node.js installation?
Why we are installing Node.js?
Node.js is required because Appium 2.0 or Appium is a Node.js based application. If Node.js is not there, you'll not be able to install Appium itself. I'll show you, see. Install Appium. Can you see how to install Appium? It says npm install -g Appium, which means in order to install Appium in your system, you first have to install npm or Node.js. Because as I've told you, Appium is a Node.js based application. Anything you want to install, Appium you want to install, Appium drivers you want to install, you will have to run the Node.js commands only. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And I have bit older version for Node.
It's okay. It's okay. You can update your Node.js. It's okay.
Okay. Is there any command for updation?
npm update.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, npm. I'll ping in the chat. npm update. You can update. Okay. Next thing that you'll have to do is download Android platform tools to detect real device. Now the interesting parts will start coming. One more thing, I want to tell you that the first two lectures will be more of theoretical things. Right now, today is only installation part. Next class also will be a kind of theoretical. Few things will be theoretical. We'll be discussing about the architecture, important components. So bear with that. Apart from the first two lectures, you will have a very interesting lectures coming forward. Okay. NPM means Node Package Manager. Means if you want to download or install any Node.js based application, NPM is the manager which we use to install it. Okay. Now, next thing that you'll have to do is download platform tools in order to connect your real device to your system. So what I'll show you. See, just click on this link. Okay, so this is SDK platform tools link, and you'll have to download this SDK platform tools for Windows, because right now we are using Windows machine. We need this. Now, why do we need these tools? Because if you want to run your test cases on real device, okay, you'll have to connect your device to a particular system. Now, how your system is going to detect your device to run Appium based test cases there? For that purpose, in order to get the device detected, we need to install this platform tool. Okay, everybody please go on mute. So just click on this download SDK platform tools for Windows. You will see an term and condition doc. Just click on this checkbox and click on this download as Android SDK platform tools. And this is nothing but a folder only, zip file. Okay, this is a zip file only. Okay, just unzip it and you can keep it anywhere. No setup, anything is not required. Just unzip this folder, that's it. You can keep it in the any other drive apart from C drive also. It's up to you. Okay, sorry. So you just have to download it and unzip it. No setup, no variable setting, nothing is required. Now, once this very important step is done, before I go into step 6 and step 7, I'll show you how to, connect your device to your system. So what you'll have to do is right now, Once this step number 5 is done, where you download the platform tools, after that, what you'll have to do? Okay, better is to go step by step. I don't want to confuse you guys. Sorry. So after step number 5, I'm going to install the APM and start the APM server. So installing APM is very simple. Very simple. Okay. You just have to run this command. That's it. So copy this command, open command prompt, paste this command.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. For step 5, we just need to download the Android Studio, right?
For
step 5.
No, step file you don't need. Yeah, you will get, so tools you will get with Android Studio also.
Androids, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So next thing is, yeah, installing APM. So as I've told you, this is very simple. Just copy this command, copy it, paste it in command prompt and click on enter. Okay, just enter it and the APM will be installed in your system. Very simple. Okay. And once this is done, just type for APM -version. You can see I am able to see the version that I have downloaded. This is the latest version right now, 2.11.2. Okay. So how to install APM is very simple. Just click on this link that is provided in the document, copy this command, and the APM will be installed in your system. Very simple, nothing is required there. Okay. Now, once the installation part is done, make sure that you run this command APM -, version. This is very important to make sure that the APM has been installed in your system. Okay. Next, one more thing that you need to do is just run this command APM. Just run this command APM, enter. And if you see, I'm getting some messages here. So basically what this APM command does is, APM command, when you run on your system, it starts the APM server. Okay. So in APM, in order to run any test case, okay, you need to have this APM server running. Then only you can execute any test case. Okay. So this is prerequisite thing. So whenever you run this command APM, it will start a APM server on your machine. And this APM server is running on port number 4723. So like earlier when I was having, like for 3-4 years, year experience guy, we asked this kind of questions to see the details that he understood or not. So if anybody asks you that when you run an APM server, what is the default port on which the server will be running? The default port is 4723. Okay, this is default, but you can provide a particular port also that we will be doing in the upcoming classes, but that is not required. But still, if somebody asks you that what is the port number on which by default APM server will be executed, it is 4723. So this is the link which is very important, which we'll see in the in some time we'll see when this URL will be used. But for now, in order to make sure that the APM has been installed properly, two things you need to do. One is to run this command APM -, version to check that installation part is done properly, and then run this APM command in order to start the APM server. And if you not get any error, which means you have the APM server running properly. It's okay. Any questions till now? Any questions?
I mean, every time I have to run this Appium command like the Appium server.
Your voice is breaking. Can you come again?
I'm saying that every time I have to use this command Appium to remove this Appium server on my machine.
Can you come again? Sorry.
Sorry, I'm saying that that every time I have to run this command Appium to remove this server on my machine.
Yes. So before you execute any test case, you'll have to start the server. So sorry, somebody is doing something, Ravi. Okay. So, but at real projects, we don't run this server like this. It will be run through the code only. We'll be managing these things in the code, but we will discuss that in upcoming classes. Okay. But for now, for time being, whenever you try to run the APM code test case, you'll have to first run this server. And how to stop this server is very simple. Control C. Just press Control C. Control C will stop the APM server. Okay. Simple.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Next important thing that you'll have to do is installing Android Studio and Android SDK and setting up Android SDK environment variable. Now this is again very important step to be done. So see, in real projects, we primarily run our test cases on emulators or simulators mostly. Okay, some people run on real devices also. Some people will run on simulator or emulators. So in order to automate Android apps for APM, we'll have to install this Android Studio with which Android SDK will come. Now, why Android SDK is required? Just like if you want to work on Java, you need JDK. Similarly, if we want to use any Android code, we need to have Android SDK available on our system. And with that, you'll have to set up the variables in environment variables, just like JDK and Maven. So how we can do that? Very simple. Just click on this link. It will take you to this website and download this Android Studio. Whatever is the latest one, you can download. Just click on this, agree, click on this, agree, and download this. Okay, make sure you have enough space available in your system. Okay, like it will take 3-4 GBs of space. This is very heavy application. Okay, so make sure your C drive have some space available. Okay, just click on this download Android Studio for Windows and it will download a exe file. Okay, so it is very heavy. You can see 1.1 GB installer is this. I'm not going to install it again. I'll close this, but for you, you'll have to install it. Okay, download it first and then install it. Okay, so once the installation part is done, okay, you'll have to set up the path of the Android SDK in your system's environment variables. Okay, how can we do that? Very simple. But can anyone tell me where, when you install Android Studio in your system, where the installation will happen? Will it happen in program files or anywhere else?
In program files, install the Android Studio.
App data, exactly. So
App data. Yeah.
it gets installed inside the app data. So how can you get the path is very simple. See, once the installation part is done, you open Android Studio. I'll open Android Studio on my machine. Okay. Once the installation part is done, open the Android Studio and create a basic project there. Okay, create a basic project there. Now this is the Android Studio. I'll click on this menu. Once I click on this menu, I'll see all these menu options. I'll go to Tools and I will click on SDK Manager. Can you see here? Inside Tools, you have SDK Manager. Can you see? Now click on this SDK Manager. And the location where the SDK has been installed, you will be able to see it. So in my machine, the SDK has been installed in this particular. So inside the user admin, app data, local Android SDK path will be there. So if I go inside this folder, I'll show you. So I will go to C drive, users, admin. Inside admin, you can see app data. It might be possible that inside admin, you are not able to see app data because app data is a hidden folder. It's a very sensitive folder. So by default, Windows will keep this folder hidden. So what you'll have to do is click on this view, show, and click on this option, hidden items, so that you are able to see the hidden folders and hidden items in your system. Clear? And inside app data, you will see local, and you can see this Android folder is there, SDK folder is there, and inside SDK, there are many things available. Now, one important thing I'm going to tell you here. If you go, if you go on YouTube and you try to search how to install Android, how to install Android SDK, how to set up path for Android Studio, sorry, Android SDK, you will see that many YouTubers are setting up path for two folders. One is platform tools. I'll show you how to set the path, and one for tools folder. You will see, if you try to see the YouTube videos, you will see that all the YouTubers are setting two folders path in the environment variables, one for the platform tools and one more folder for the tools folder. But if you see it, do you see any tools folder here? No, there is no tools folder, because if you go to Android SDK, click on this SDK tools and click on this hide obsolete package, uncheck it. So you will be able to see the unhide things. Inside this, if you see SDK tools, do you see this option? Android SDK tools, Android SDK platform tools. Just a minute, guys. Somebody is at the door. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry guys. So basically what I'm trying to say is that whenever a new version comes for any software, there will be many things which will become obsolete. It happens with every application, every software, isn't it? So now Android have obsoleted the tools folder, tools. So you don't have to be worried about that. You need to set the path of tools folder also. That is not required now. So what you'll have to do is, this I have just told you because if you see the older videos of Android setup, you will see that the people are setting path for both platform tools and tools in the environment variables. But now for this is obsolete. No setup is required. So what I'm going to tell is, you just have to, again, sorry, go to tools, SDK manager, just copy this path. Okay, copy this path. Now again, go to environment variables. Okay, just a minute. In my system, there is some issues that if I use system variables many times, I am not able to edit again. Just a minute. Hmm. Just a minute. Hmm.
Advanced system settings. Click on advanced system settings. Related links, domain or work group is there. System protection, advanced.
Yeah, now I'm able to. So basically, again, you have copied the path of the SDK from the Android Studio. Again, you'll have to create a one new variable with name Android underscore home. Paste the path here. Sorry. Sorry, just paste this path and click on OK. I have already created it. And next thing that you'll have to do is, again, in the path variable, click on path, click on edit, and you'll have to set the path of these two things, Android home and Android. Only this is required, and Android home platform tools. So you'll have to click on new, say percentage Android home percentage /platform tools. Only this is required. That's it. No need to set up any other path. Okay.
There is no beam
Sorry.
slash beam.
No,
There's
slash
not like slash.
bin
Okay.
is not there. Bin is not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do this, and your Android Studio will be ready to be used. Now, once all these important steps are done, we'll see some interesting thing now. So we have set up an npm appium, okay, Android Studio. Now next thing that you'll have to install on your machine is Visor. Now what is Visor? Visor I will be using for sharing my phone during the live class. Okay, in order to share my device to show the execution of test case on my real device during the class, I'll be using Visor only. Now you just have to download it. So click on this link and click on download. And once this software is installed, you just have to open it, Visor, just like this. So what Visor does is, if any device or emulator or simulator is running on your system, let's say any device is connected to your system, or any emulator is running on your system, or any simulator is running on your system, it will show the device here. Right now in my system there is no device connected, so you can see no, you don't see anything in the Android devices section. Means Visor is saying that currently there is no device connecting to this system. One more thing, go to command prompt. Okay. Do one thing, just type this command, adb devices, adb devices. Once you run this command, adb devices, you must see this thing coming, list of devices attached, which means your Android Studio, your Android SDK has been configured properly on your machine. Right now, because no device has been connected to my system, I don't see any device ID available here. But as soon as I will be connecting my device to this system and I will run this command again, you will see some ID populating here. But even if you are not able to see the ID, at least you should see this list of devices attached message once you run this command. Is that okay? But this command will execute only when you have set up the path for SDK. Is that clear? Now what I'll do, I will connect now one Android phone to my device. I have connected it. Okay. And I will open Visor. Do you see a device has been detected? Do you see? Earlier this was not there. I'll disconnect it again. See, again, no Android devices are connected. If I connect the device again, you can see that the Visor software is able to detect the device attached. Okay. And if you click on this play button, which says view device, do you see? The system that is connected, I'm able to see that through the Visor. Is that clear? Hope you're able to see the device connected. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I will be using Visor to share my mobile device screen to show you that the test cases are running and whatever is happening. Okay. One thing. Second thing, if I come to the command prompt again, and if I run the command again, ADB devices, do you see now one device has been detected, and this is known as UDID, the device ID that is connected here. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is required. Okay. So all the steps that is mentioned in the document, you should do, and you should follow each and every step, step by step. Do not skip any step. Okay. Is that clear? Any questions till now?
Hello, sir. In Visor, how you are connecting the mobile phone? Do we need to install it in our mobile also?
Sorry?
Visor, how you are connecting the mobile device?
No. So on your laptop, you'll have to install Visor. And
Okay.
as soon as you plug in your mobile and connect it to your laptop, Visor will be able to detect it. But for the very first time, you will see a message to allow your mobile device to get connected to the Visor. It will ask you to pair the system, just like when you connect a Bluetooth uh, earphone to your mobile for the very first time, it asks you to allow the pairing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Similarly, the Visor and your phone, for the very first time, it will ask you to allow the pairing of the device to the Visor. Is that okay?
Okay.
So I can see that now my device is there and my system is able to read it. Next thing is point number 9
Hello.
is very important. Yeah, anybody have any question?
Yeah. It is good that, sir, you have told about Visor. But, sir, can we use with Android emulator as well to run this? It is also giving whatever devices we can configure it in the Android as well, and
Yeah, I
we
will
can.
show you. See, it's not the real device only. If I create a simulator here, let me create one simulator or I'll start a simulator here. Just a minute. Uh, Tools, device manager. So I have created some emulator here. I'll show you in the next class how to create an emulator. But for now, just for now, I'll start this emulator on my system. It will start an emulator. This emulator is inbuilt with Android Studio. Just wait for a minute to get this emulator start and running. And I'll show you that the Visor is able to detect this also. So as I've told you, whenever we will be running a test case, I'll show you how to run the test case on real device or how to run the test case on simulator. It's just a small configuration change that you need to do. That's it.
Yeah, hello. Sorry to interrupt, sir, but running this Android with running this devices from Android, this software or your that Visor you told. So Visor, so which is better to this Android one or Visor?
See, Visor I have installed just to share my device screen so that you guys are able to see that whenever I will be running some test case, you are able to see this. This is not a mandatory thing.
Okay, optional.
But my thing is, how can I share my screen to you guys so that you guys are able to see the test cases running on my system? That's why I have installed this software. Is that
Okay, got
okay?
it. Yeah, got it. Thanks.
If you don't want to run the test cases on real device, then emulator is enough. You can run your test case on emulator also. Okay, again, if I come back to Visor, you can see now Visor is detecting this emulator as well. Do you see? One more device has been detected now by the Visor. This one. This is very slow. You'll have to wait for some time. One more thing, if I go to command prompt and I run the ADB devices again, you see there is two device now. The ADB is detecting. One is the real device, the first one, and second one is an emulator. Is that okay? Is that clear? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. But okay,
Yeah.
one more thing. Yeah. Any question again?
Hello, sir. One more question. In the browser, we are using CDP tools, right? So there we can switch to mobile view and we can see a lot of devices, right? So like that we can use for mobile testing.
You can do that.
Okay, that is called simulator.
See,
Okay.
practically, you will be running your test case on an emulator, or you will be using some cloud services like there are many cloud services like browser stack is there. Some
Source
other
lab server.
there's cloud services are there. So you can use those things also, but those are paid services. Okay. Again, it depends upon your company. What company is providing, you'll have to run your test cases on that.
Okay. No, I'm asking about not paid ones. Simply in the browser itself, we can change the view, right, in the CDP protocol.
Yeah, you can.
Mobile view.
You can do that.
Okay.
Okay, but we don't need those things to do. Better to run your test case either on an emulator or on real device.
Okay.
Yeah. Next, very important thing, very important thing is these settings that you'll have to do on your real device in order to, run your test cases on your real device. Otherwise, if you don't do these settings, you'll not be able to run the test case. So what are those important things? I'll show you. First thing is that you'll have to enable developer options on your system. System is on your Android phone. How do we do that? I'll show you. So I'll run this. See, first step that you'll have to do in your mobile is enabling the developer options. How to do that? Again, it varies from different, like you might be using Samsung, Oppo, OnePlus, Xiaomi, any other phone. So there might be few differences, but more or less the things is going to remain the same. You'll have to go inside settings. Inside settings, go to about phone. Okay. And go to software information. Do you see here build number, guys? Okay. In some phone, you can see it when you go into about phone, just inside about phone, you might see build number or version. Or if you are not able to see a build number or version inside about phone, go to software informations and click on this build number. Sorry. Click on this build number 7 times. 7 times you will have to click on this build number. 1, 2, 3. You can see I am getting one message in the down. No need. You are already a developer. Do you see? I'll click on again. Do you see that message?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
Rahul.
This I am getting because I have already enabled the developer options. But if you have not enabled the developer options, click on the build number 7 times. After clicking 7 times, your developer options mode will be enabled. How? Go back and now if I go inside, just a minute, systems, see, now you can see if I go inside system, you can see here developer options. Do you see? Inside developer,
Yes, Rahul.
now you will see this developer options only when you have enabled the developer options. And how to enable the developer options? Clicking 7 times on the build number or on the version. Now, after executing the first step, the next step is to enable USB debugging options under developer options. So go inside developer options and you will see one option here. Do you see USB debugging here? Do you see USB debugging? Just enable it. Okay. Initially, By default, it will be disabled. You will have to enable it. Is that okay? Yes or no?
Yes, yes. Yes,
This
sir.
is mandatory step.
Sorry for the interruption, Rahul. Where to go for the developer mode after clicking 7 times?
Otherwise, you'll
Build.
not be able to run the test case on your real device. It does not allow. Because what
No,
happens?
no.
Yeah.
Where to go after clicking 7 times on build number? Then where to find developer option? I mean to say.
You just search on your, go to settings and search for developer option. You will be able to see.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. See, I'm repeating this again. For different brand of phone, this might differ, but you can Google it. For all the phones, you'll see the options available in the Google. You can Google it simply. Okay. But make sure that inside developer options, this USB debugging is enabled. Okay. The next thing that you'll have to do is, okay, thing is that if you have worked on Selenium, do you remember you'll have to download jar files, isn't it?
Right.
Jar files were required. You will have to install this standalone server, Selenium standalone server. You'll have to install. Those things were required there. Similarly, in order to work with Appium, you will have to install Appium drivers. What is this Appium drivers? So it is mentioned very clearly that you can't use Appium without at least one driver. Do you see? In order to use Appium in your machine, at least one driver must be installed. Is that clear? Now there, if you see official drivers, there are many drivers are available. Chromium, Gecko is there. UI Automator 2 is there. XCUI test is there. So right now, because we are working on Android automation, we will have to download this UI Automator driver. Is that clear? For Android, you should download or install UI Automator 2. And when we will be doing the installation configuration for iOS on Mac, we will have to download this XCUI test driver, because Appium for iOS, we need this driver to be installed on your machine. For Appium Android, you need to have UI Automator 2 to be installed on your machine. Is that clear?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah. How to install is very simple. Just copy this command. Appium driver installation key, and installation keys are provided here. So for UI Automator 2, the installation key is this. So what you'll have to do is simply copy this command and copy the installation key. So for UI Automator, this is the key. Just run this, copy this command, go to command prompt, paste it, sorry. And just click on enter. It will install the UI Automator driver on your machine. This is a mandatory stuff. Okay, this is a mandatory stuff. Is that clear? You cannot skip this step at all. Is that clear?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah.
Yes, Rahul, yes.
Okay. And now a few more things are there, which I will cover very quickly. We will talk about this important capabilities after some time. Before that, I'll tell you that you'll have to install this APK info app on your Android device. Okay. What this app does is we need to get some information about a particular app in order to automate that. So those information which we fetch from APK info app. So what you'll have to do is, again, I'll show you. This is my device. I'll go to Play Store and search for APK info. And you see this APK info, just install it. I have already installed. Okay. This is important software which must be installed on your Android phone. So you'll have to install it. Once you install it, open that, and you will see all the applications which is installed in your Android phone are listed here. We will be using this software, this app very frequently in sometimes, okay? But this is again very important thing. Next important thing is to install Appium Inspector. Again, very, very important. Again, I have told you that the first 2 lectures will be theoretical, so you'll have to bear with it. So next step that you'll have to perform is downloading and installing Appium Inspector. What is Appium Inspector? Anybody can tell? Appium Inspector.
It's used to inspect the components of the software application.
Okay, one more thing. Is there any person who has never worked on Selenium? Anyone here who has never worked on Selenium?
Yes, sir. Actually, I know Selenium, but I have never worked on it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
One
I've
more thing.
worked.
Okay. Let's say you want to test Facebook application manually. I'm not talking about Selenium. Manual testing. How will you do that? Let's say you want to, I'll say, okay, test login feature of Facebook. What will you do? You will go to facebook.com, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll identify the elements of that web page
You will go to
first.
facebook.com. Okay, you will see, okay, this is the email field. You will enter some email. Okay, you will see this is password field. You will enter some password and you will click on login. This is how we perform manual testing with different use cases, isn't it? Similarly, when we do automation, we can't do everything just like that. We will have to find elements. We'll have to find, okay, where is the email field available in that particular web page? Where is the login button available in the web page? That is known as inspecting the element, finding the element. Once you are able to inspect an element, then only you can write the Selenium code or Appium code to perform some actions over that particular element. Yes or no? Yes?
Correct.
Right.
How do we inspect element in web browser? You just right click.
Right
From the
click and
DOM.
After that,
inspect.
inspect.
Yes.
From the DOM.
Like this you inspect, yes or no?
So
Yes,
you
Rahul.
can use Control J shortcut key, I think. So directly
Control
you go.
Shift I.
Yeah. Matlab, you'll have to go here, right? You'll have to open this element console, yes?
Yes, right.
Similarly, in order to perform automation on Android device or on iOS device, for Android app or an iOS app, we will have to inspect the element. And in Appium, we inspect the element using Appium Inspector. And that is a mandatory thing to have on your machine. So how to install is very simple. Go to this link. This is the GitHub link where you can find this. And installation Appium is okay. Download it from the releases section. Go to this release section or assets. Okay. You will see here for Windows 64-bit Appium Inspector Windows. Okay, Appium Windows. Yeah. This exe file you will have to download. Do you see here? This exe file you will have to download and you will have to install it. Very simple. Just double click on that exe file, click on next. Appium Inspector will be installed. And when you open it, it will look like something this. Something this. Okay, something like this you will see. Is that clear?
Yes, Rahul.
Yes.
Any questions? Now all the installations are done. No installation not required.
Rahul, I have a question.
Yes.
So if I don't have Android phone, so how can I view the test cases whether it is running or not?
On
Is
emulator
it
you
in
will
the
run. On emulator.
Okay.
Okay. On emulator. I will show you how to run emulators also.
Okay, so if that is the case, I can skip all this device settings, right? Whatever you downloaded for device connections,
Yes, you
or
can do.
which one
But
I need to?
yes, but today we will be running the test case on device only. Next class, I'll show
Okay.
you how to run on simulator.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, Rahul, sir, I'm speaking. Yeah, Anurag here. So I have one doubt actually. I was trying to run the emulator, start the emulator, but I'm getting some error. So can I
What
please?
error you're getting?
Yeah, I'm just pasting in chat. Oh, sorry, no, not this. Wait a minute.
Hello, Abhigya.
Yes.
Yeah, Dharmendra this side.
Yeah,
I
can you
joined
be
little
a bit
late here.
louder?
Hello. I
Yes.
joined little late yesterday. Sorry for that. Actually, just wanted to know where can I find these documents where I will.
I will be sharing, you'll be like, we will be sharing this document like on the website. This will be provided.
Okay.
This is the error I'm getting. Some exam when I'm trying to run the emulator.
I'll show you what issue I have done is.
You install the file.
I'm trying to I'm trying to install this file, but still I'm getting after that.
Okay,
Still
we'll
I'm not able
discuss
to.
it later. Just give.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
Rahul, I have a question. For Maven and Java, we just have to set up the system variable, right? Other than Java home in the
So
environment
for
variable.
JDK, for Maven, for Android SDK, you'll have to set up the path in environment variable.
Okay.
Now,
So the Java home is only for the JDK. That's it, right? All others are system variable.
others, can you guys be on mute? I can see somebody is cooking something. Okay. See, now we are going to do some interesting things. We are going to start the Appium server and start the session first with Appium inspector. Okay. What I want to do is, with the help of Appium inspector, I want to launch any application on my system. Let's say Facebook I want to launch. Okay. I want to launch right now. If I show you my device is on home screen. I want to launch this Facebook application using Appium inspector, and I want to inspect few elements. How can we do that? Anybody?
You write down the desired capability up here and app activity and app package name.
There are few important capabilities which we should understand. These are the most important capabilities. Device name, UDDI, UDID, platform name, platform version, and then app package and app activity. We'll discuss about these capabilities briefly. First of all, device name, very important capability. Device name means whether you want to run your a test case on real device or on the emulator, you should know the name of your device. Right now, I'll show you how to find the device name of your real Android phone. So what you'll have to do is go to settings, go to about phone. Do you see here device name? Guys, do you see here Vivo space
Yes, yes.
V21 space 5G?
Yeah.
You will see some name of your device. Just copy that name somewhere. Okay, exact name should be there. Okay, this is your device name. Next thing is the UDID. How to get the UDID is very simple. When your device is connected to your laptop, run this command adv devices. Do you see this ID 9646666? This is my UDID. It will never change. It will remain the same. Is that clear? This is the UDID for my real Android device, and this is the UDID for my emulator. But for today, I am going to use or show the things on real device. So this is the UDID. Clear? Next thing is platform name. Platform name is very simple. My platform is Android because I am using Android phone. This is Android phone. So the platform name will be Android. And the next thing is platform version. Platform version is this. Do you see here Android version?
Yeah, yes, sir.
My device Android version is 13. So device name will be, for me, it will be Vivo V20, whatever it is. UD ID you will get from running this ADB devices command. For Android phone, the platform name will always be Android, and the platform version will be the Android version that you have for your Android phone. Is that clear? For these four capabilities, anybody have any doubt? Any doubt? No. Okay. Now the next most important capabilities are app package and app activity. These two capabilities are related to the app that you want to automate. For now, I want to automate, let's say, Facebook. So for Facebook application available on my Android device, I want to know the app package name and the app activity. How to get that is very simple. Again, I'll show you. So I've told you that you'll have to install this APK info app, isn't it? Open the APK info app and search for the app that you want to automate. Let's say I want to search for Facebook. Not face. Do you see here? I'm getting this Facebook option. First option I'll click. Do you see here com.facebook.katana? Do you see? Hello?
Yes, Rahul. Yes, Rahul.
This is the app package. Is that clear? App package.
Yeah.
com.facebook.katana is my app package. For other applications, I'll show you. Let's say any other application. Let's say I'll show you. This is an app Byju's the learning app. For this app, what is my app package?
Com.byju's the learning app.
Similarly, for let's say for my calendar, Google Calendar, the app package is com.google.android.calendar. So this is how you can get the app package using APK info. Is that clear? The next thing is app activity. So again, I'll come to Facebook, search. Do you see here? You see here activities? Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Go
Avik.
to
Yeah.
that, and there are 1015 activities which you can do on this Facebook app. Mostly the first activity that you see is the app activity for you. But for Facebook, do you see somewhere it says browser light? Sometimes it becomes very tricky. Facebook.
Rahul, no, we are not have the app activity app. Then how can we get the app
You
activity
will
app?
always have it. You will always have it. It is impossible.
No, no, no. I am not using this app info. So one command is also there, na? ADB dump cell, I
Yeah,
think.
there is a command also. Yes, I have written it somewhere. Just a minute. Sometimes it is very tricky. I'll show you. For Facebook, the activity is okay. Home activity. I think the first activity should work. I'll show you. In Facebook, the first activity should work. Or there was one main activity. Just a minute. I want to search for that. Yes. Do you see this? Facebook login activity. I can use that activity as well, or the first activity that you see, that will also work. Is it? That's okay. Most of the time, the first activity works. Okay. Otherwise, there was one main activity as well. I got into search. Just a minute. Login. Okay. We'll do one thing because this is very tricky app to automate. What's it like? Okay, let me do one thing. I'll use some other app. I'll use Byju's only for now. So for Baiju, the activity is home activity. Do you see anywhere home activity, onboarding activity, onboarding, home activity? Do you see here home activity?
You can just
So this is
check it.
tricky. So I'll tell you one thing. For in-house projects, your Android developer will tell you the app package and app activity. Okay, they will tell you. But for this, commercial apps, you'll have to search it and try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not works. So try to search for an activity which shows you that this might be the first one. Like home activity means, yeah, this might be the first activity. So what we are going to do is, see, we are going to create a session using Android device, and I want to launch the Baiju application using Appium inspector. So what you'll have to do is, you will have to create the capabilities just like this. Capability builder is there. I'm going to create it again. I'll restart this Appium inspector so that I can start from the scratch. Open Appium inspector. And inside capabilities, you'll have to first type device name. Type should be JSON object. For my device, the device name is, I have copied it. The device name is this. So I'll just copy it. Okay. Paste. Add more capabilities. Next is UDID. So I'll say UDID. Type should be JSON object. The UDID for my device is this. So I'll copy. Paste it here. Again, the next capability is platform name. Platform name, JSON object, it should be Android, A capital. Make sure that A is capital. Next capability that you'll have to add is platform version. These are the mandatory capabilities. It should be text, I believe. The version is 13. The next important thing is automation name. Again, this is mandatory capability. Automation name, JSON object, it should always be UI Automator 2. Sorry. UI Automator 2. Is that clear? UI Automator 2. Make sure there is no spelling mistake. UI Automator 2. For Android Appium, the automation name will be UI Automator 2. Next thing is app package. So for me, the app package is, for Byju's, we have this app package. And the last capability is app activity. Again, JSON object, app activity is this. Okay. Now these are the things that you'll have to create here. And now start the Appium server. Okay, do one thing. I'll not start the Appium server. I'll try to create a Appium inspector session. I'll click on this start session. It says Appium server could not connect to Appium server, which means Appium server is not installed. not running, sorry. So first I will start the Appium server by running the command Appium. Clear? It will start the server. If you see this, the URL here 127.0.0.14723, the same thing is available here also. Host and the port number. Clear? Now try to create the session, but before that I'll show you that my phone right now is on home screen, and I will create the session here. What is saying? Undefined. Acha, undefined is mentioned, sorry. Make sure that when you copy the values, it should be correct. I'll again run.
Why use JSON object?
I'll tell you, just give me a minute. Do you see this app has been installed? Sorry, launched. I'll not allow here right now. Okay, see. Do you see now my device is, clone is available in Appium Inspector. Do you see here? This is Byju's app, and I can see the clone of my device on Appium Inspector. So basically what happens, whenever you are trying to automate any app, first time you try to create a session for that app using Appium Inspector, and if you are able to launch that app using Appium Inspector, which means the setup part is done, and then start coding. Also, in order to inspect the element, we are going to use this Appium Inspector. That is why also Appium Inspector is very important. One more thing, if I go to Visor again, I'll relaunch it. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'll relaunch it. I'll restart the session. I'll show you.
Can you just give the app activity, whatever you have?
Yeah, I will share. See, this is the Visor. Do you see? This is the Visor. In Visor also you can see the screen that right now my device is on Byju's app, and in Appium Inspector also you see the same thing, isn't it? Clear? Now I will click on allow. Somehow the Visor is not able to. Okay. Visor is crashing. Anyway. Okay, I'll rerun it. I'll run the session again. And we are exceeding the time, so I'll stop right now so that at least before the next session you're so I cannot click directly on my, like, this is the clone of my the phone. Okay, can you see here? If I mouse over on these things like allow and I click on this, do you see here ID is getting populated, XPath is getting populated? What are these things? These are the property of this
Teach
allow
to identify object.
Yes. If I want to inspect this don't allow, I'll click on this don't allow, and I will see the ID XPath for don't allow element. So this is how we are going to use Appium Inspector to inspect the element. Then there are many things in the inspect element also. Recorder is there. Finding is like we can search for an element using XPath. We can click on the element. We can type on the element. Everything we can do. Right now, tell me, which element is identified right now with the help of this inspector? Which element right now is inspected? Allow?
Allow button.
If you see, this is tab, yes or no?
Yeah.
This is send keys, this is enter. I will click on this tab on Appium Inspector. When I will click on this tab on Appium Inspector, it will click on the allow button. See. Tab cannot read property apply. Just a minute.
Your device is in op mode. That's why it's not performing.
Just a minute. I'll restart it. Actually, I have clicked on it like already. That's okay. Allow. Okay, I will tap here. And you see, do you see? Actually, what is happening because of security reason, I'm not like APM inspector is not able to inspect the Byju's app because Byju have some security reasons. So for those things, we'll have to do some settings things. Some configuration is required. So I'll let you know these important step in upcoming class, not today. Otherwise, it will overload you guys. Okay. Till now, anybody have any doubt? At least from installation part, I hope you guys will be ready. Yes or no?
Yes. So,
So
Abhigya, are
will
we
you show the
going to?
inspector part again because you are so fast in that?
Yeah. Dedicated session will be there on APM inspector. Don't worry. At least 1 hour is required to explore that particular app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just share that? I'm doing it along with you. Byju's activity, whatever you have copied.
I'll share this with you guys.
So we do know your name, sir. I'm just joining the class.
Tell me, sir.
Say what, sir?
Oh.
I say your name.
Yeah, my name is Rahul Jha. So Rahul is my nickname. My real name is Abhigya. So
Okay.
if you go to LinkedIn and if you want to connect over LinkedIn with me, just search for my name, Abhigya Jha. Okay, you
Okay.
can see my name. I am there on LinkedIn. You can follow me there. Okay, and we can connect over there also. Similarly, if you want to email me any doubt, you can connect me over abhigya.automation@gmail.com. Okay.
Can I ask please, going forward, can you share the documentation
Everything
on
will be
the
shared.
WhatsApp page?
Everything will be shared. Don't worry.
So,
Is
are
it
we going to?
WhatsApp page?
Yes.
Are we going to create new WhatsApp group for this mobile testing batch?
I think there is already a WhatsApp group created by Rahul Arora, who is the owner of Veto Automation. I think I will ask him to add you, all of you there, because you have joined this session, so your details will be there. So we will add you there. Any questions?
Rahul, one more question. So we don't have any invite for the next session. So will that be shared in future, or do we need to follow any other WhatsApp group? Because I'm not added to any WhatsApp group.
Yeah, no WhatsApp group for now.
Yeah, I will add all of you to the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, Rahul, I have a question. So, like currently, I don't